Good morning, everyone. This is Sam. Welcome to another episode of Retire Inspire. I hope you all are having a great day today. I'm here with my new friend Outdoors Dreadhead, and we are here in Quartzsite, Arizona. Outdoors has been camping with me since day one. Today is day 3 of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Actually, day 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's day 4. Tomorrow's last day.
Yeah, today is day 4 of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. It's amazing how quick time flies when you're having fun. But Outdoors and I have been camping together since we have been out here. So this was our 3rd night camping together, and we've been friends ever since we met on the first day of the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. I went up and asked for people to camp with me that were YouTubers, and I will make sure and leave a link to his channel down below. So if you want to check him out, go to his channel and check him out. He's got some pretty interesting content. But Outdoors is also from Columbus, Georgia, and the Phoenix City, Crawford, Alabama area. So we have a little bit in common. I am from Montgomery, as you know. And so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, my kids got grown. I'm twice divorced. So I was single, able to, I was free. I had nothing tying me down to Columbus, Georgia no more. So I built out my rig. I bought it on July 4th. Moved in it the day I bought it. And just built it out from there on out. I started recording a video a month. Sometimes 2 videos a month. And really wasn't trying to grow a channel, just trying to start a channel. That way my family will be able to follow me, friends. And if any of y'all want to join in, go ahead and join in. I welcome everybody. This is a lifestyle that I want to show off. The solar power, that's the thing that I really believe the system I have is a great system, and I think everybody ought to have it because it's so simple. After you have someone install it and explain it to you, you can go back and do your own maintenance, no problem.
So what was it that made you decide to get a rig? How long have you been thinking about doing this, and what inspired you to do this?
This has actually been a lifetime dream of mine. I kind of spoke it into existence when I was a child, not realizing that the things I spoke when I was a child wasn't come true. I mean, I basically told my mom I was going to grow up, live over Manchester Expressway, close to the mall or in the mall in general area. I was going to own a van, and I was going to live in it at one point. And I was going to own motorcycles and stuff like that. Well, I done the motorcycle thing. I was a biker. I traveled all over the East Coast on my bike. Loved it. That style of nomading got me into nomading. So I built this trailer out. It was my first little rig. I took it out on some weekend excursions, but nothing too far away from home. And because I was always tied to home because kids, family, jobs. Finally, as I said, kids got grown. It was time to move on.
And what kind of work did you do before you became a nomad?
I've always done some kind of construction.
Uh-huh.
Anywhere from electrical to demolition to plumbing, framing, it didn't matter. I mean, I was poor when I was raised up, and like they describe a poor person being raised up, we learn how to fix and work on everything. So I need no mechanic. I am my own mechanic.
When you don't have much, then not having much doesn't bother you too much.
No, I mean, I've had it all. I made 6 figures a year at one point.
Uh-huh.
Doing electrical control work.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I did that, and it didn't mean nothing to me. I was riding my Harley around, basically living off of it.
Yeah.
When I did that, and I had a house and children and everything, and the whole 9 yards. When I got ready to go home, I went home. My wife at the time was understanding.
Yeah.
And I think that lifestyle made us grow apart. She wasn't no nomad. She's a homebody.
So you got children?
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter's all excited for me. My son, he watches me on and off, but he's not into the lifestyle, so.
And they're both grown?
Yes. She'll be 21, and he will be 18 this coming year.
Okay. So he'll be graduating high school this year then?
He dropped out.
Okay. Well,
he already got his GED, and he's heading into the workforce.
Awesome. So he'll probably going into some trade or something?
I hope so, because he needs something to keep his hands busy.
Yeah.
He was always into Legos and stuff like that, so I believe he'd do something.
So what inspires you the most?
Man, really, waking up in the morning, walking outside and seeing all this. I mean, what kind of God makes this and let you see it, and then people question if he even exists?
True.
But all you gotta do is look out and you see it every day. He feeds the birds. If he's gonna feed the birds, you don't think he's gonna feed you?
Yeah.
Every time I ask for something, I end up with it.
Right. America is a beautiful country, and there's some parts of this country that are more beautiful than others, and I think Quartzsite is one of those places. It's a jewel in the crown of America because of, I mean, it's desert, yes, but there are so many. Arizona as a state, I mean, you go all over this state, and have you ever heard of Sarasota? There's different areas of the state. There's forests in Arizona.
Yeah, it's pine tree forest.
And it's beautiful. Speaking of religion, I see you've got Jesus Saves on your hat and a little thing that says Jesus on it. So tell us about your spirituality and how that affects your life.
Personally, I don't go to church, but I study my Bible and I read it on a regular. I pray. I try to be with like-minded people like Sam. I can tell he was a good man when I met him, and yeah, he has proven himself to be a good man.
Thank you.
And he carries a lot of character, and that's, God will point that stuff out to you. But as long as you and a couple of friends are around, you don't need a church building. A church building to me is for the younger Christians that are coming in. And after you get established as a Christian and you start to grow and study your Bible for yourself instead of believing what the man in the pulpit's telling you, because sometimes he's not studying his stuff neither. He's just going by somebody else's word, which took somebody else's word, which took somebody else's word. So you're getting a washed down version.
But the Bible says where two or more are gathered, there I am also.
Yes.
That's what
Jesus
said.
It's just like you and a couple of friends is all you really need. There's your church.
Yeah. The church is the people. It's not the
building.
Building, exactly. Places like this, when you get up in the morning and you look at the sunrise, the sun come up, you just feel so blessed to be in a country that allows you the freedom to be able to go and see these places and not be restricted and be able to live your life the way you want to live it, whether it be in a bus, a van, a car, or even a tent. So I think that's great.
Yeah, well, it's also our constitutional right. We have the right to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And if you travel full time, that's your own business. It's your constitutional right. It was a God-given right by the Constitution and written in the Constitution.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just people need to realize that you can do these things and travel around and still make money. Like, I still pay child support. I still have bills. I own property back home. But here I am, I travel. I do what I want to do. And that's just the way it is. If I wanted to live where I wanted to live, to plant my feet down somewhere, I would go plant my feet down somewhere.
And if it wasn't for the, as Bob calls it, itchy feet, if it wasn't for me getting itchy feet and coming out here, I would have never met my friend outdoors, and I would have never met other people that I now call friends. So it's great. So tell us about your rig on the outside.
It's a 2000 Chevy Express 3500 with a V-nose 5x8 trailer. I have 4 modes of transportation, counting the van, not counting the van, which is I have a 150 scooter in the trailer, a bicycle on the front with a motor, my longboard, and then Pit and Pat. And if you don't know who Pit and Pat is, that's my 2 feet.
So this is a
That is my deck, which
complete
I'm
deck.
treating like a truck bed right now. It's holding some of my stuff, and my trash and stuff like that right now. I hadn't been to the dump in 2 weeks yet. but I built the deck that way I can get up there and do filming and lives, more of a homey feel. I put the fence around because I have my little dog, and he can get up there and chill with me, and if he's surrounded by a fence he feels safe, but when he gets out here on the edge you can tell he does not like it.
You know, tell us about your bicycle.
Yeah, I actually got into motorized bikes about 3 years ago. I built this bike out, and I'm trying to get it going again right now. It needs a new carburetor, but
And this is Splinter, by the way.
yeah, it's my little traveling companion. But it's got a 100cc motor on it. It does about 45-50 miles an hour on flat ground.
Say hey, Splinter. Say hello. Say good morning. Say good morning, everybody.
And then I have a 5-camera system all the way around. That way I can see what I'm doing. I'm by myself. I ain't got nobody to jump out and tell me how far I get back up and all that. So.
Right. All right. This is outdoors campsite all set up. In the earlier segment of the video, it hadn't been set up, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like all set up, and I'm going to get Outdoors to tell us a little bit about his setup.
All right, for the outside, what I've done is basically put a big carpet out so we have a big sitting area. Like Santa can pull up and a bunch of other friends, so at least we got a carpet area to sit on. But I set my kitchen up out on outside, that way I can cook outside. But I just set it up right there. Seems like a good place and it works out fine.
And you're going to make us some
pork? Some pork tenderloin and rice with some vegetables probably.
And you can that yourself, right?
Yes, sir. I love doing my own canning. I don't really care for the preservatives in the food that they use. So. But if you notice, I have a little covered area in between the trailer and everything. That would be my bathroom, y'all. So you have to walk around this side. I do that so like my camp buddies and everything don't realize what crap I'm really doing.
What the crap you're doing?
And, the yellow one, that's my poo bucket, and the blue is where I pee. And I stand back there. I would move those out and put this mat back there, and that's also where I shower at.
Okay.
I use a pump sprayer, like what you spray in your house for bugs with.
Nice.
I just fill it up with cold water, and I boil the other half of the water and dump it in there, and it's 50-50. 50 hot, 50 cold, and it turns out pretty good. But that's my situation outside. I have a deck up here for partying or hanging out. I wouldn't really party up there because you fall off, you're hurting yourself. But hanging out with friends, having a good old conversation, that's basically why I got the deck.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to be up there and be a little tipsy.
Oh, heck no. I wouldn't even get there and be a tiny bit tipsy, brother. That's a hard fall out here by yourself.
So you got your American flag flying high?
Yes, sir. I'm an American citizen, and I believe strong in our Army, and
God bless the USA.
Support them guys every bit I can. But yeah, I did a all-in-one solar converter, which made it so much simpler than doing the whole Victron system. All-in-one system, when you flip it, when you look at the bottom, it tells you exactly where the wires go. As long as you have a little bit of electrical knowledge, you'll be fine. The main thing you need to watch is your sizing of your panels and your solar controller within each other. But I have 3,000 watts of power, and coming out of my solar converter. Feeding my solar converter, I got 560 amp hours of battery power at 24-volt system. So I gotta stay powered up for 5 days, no sun. A whole night, I killed probably 10% of my battery, and that's cooking and everything. So I'm never hurting for power.
All right, well, let's go in and check it out. Inside, tell us about the one of the coolest things I saw when I first walked up here is this exit sign.
Yeah, my exit signs are actually an antique, and it does work. It does work, and the whole interior up in here. It's just different things from throughout my life, from the time I was a child, like teenage years. There's Barton, Homer. One of my friends passed away, and that's her doll. That's my daughter's replica, her baby doll, the little draft dude. And I just put knickknacks everywhere. Any of the stuff like antique stuff, I keep and salvage out of my house. I kept as long as I could use it. Everything else I sold. This I made a long time ago. I just welded it up. We can come up here and get a good look, Sam. I try to keep it as collected as crap. The Harley Davidson sign right there. I'll show it to you in a minute. Let me slide up in there and show it. I gotta be on the other side of the door.
Oh, okay.
That way somebody just walks up, hey, I see you, I'll be out in a minute.
Kind of like a speakeasy, huh?
Yeah. Well, a way I can see out without nobody really realizing I'm seeing out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're up there, me up there, outside that open, you don't see no difference.
Yeah. You put a lot of thought into it.
If I open the curtain, even with the dark tint I have, you still...
All right, so we're inside of Outdoors Rig, and he's going to give us a little tour and show us everything in his rig.
All right, let me start with the table. That was a coffee table out of my grandmother's house. I ain't gonna say how much it's worth, but it's worth a good bit of money, y'all.
Made out of cypress?
It's made out of cypress. It was made back in the 50s. There's a lot of antique stuff in here. But like this, that's my storage area. I got food for the dog and me. I got food, and food.
So tell us about the cypress. It used to be legal to cut cypress, and now you can't do it.
Yeah, you used to be able to cut cypress down and live cut, and they done away with that. The only kind of cutting you can do now is fallen. And typically you're not going to get anything this big out of a fallen piece, unless in a huge cypress tree. But they typically snap about 13 to 14 foot up.
Yeah.
And the wood that's left after you actually find that, really, they cut it for big long tables. And they piece it together and make it. This is actually one solid piece.
It's beautiful. Do you know how wide it is? Have you ever measured it?
It kind of varies. It's about a 3x5 table if it was a real circle. Not a real circle, but oval.
And this thing it's on top of is a stump, you think?
I think it's one of the tree limbs.
Oh, okay.
But they're using it like a stump.
All right.
But like this cabinet is all about my family goods and stuff that we done and stuff I'm into. And I did my own canning right here. But I got some canned food down there. I got plenty of canned food down here in the bottom. So it ain't like, you got the light on. It ain't like we're gonna go hungry anytime soon. I can't meat, vegetables, all of it. As long as you do it correctly, you ain't gonna get sick. But this is my kitchen area when I'm inside. My coffee pot right here, it goes right up here when I'm traveling. I built this little ledge right here just to keep everything from flying in the floor. Because that's things you can't bolt down. I use this outside also, so I'm not bolting it down. This, I'd rather have back there in the corner because that glass jar right there, I don't want to be picking glass up out my floor after a trip. So I pinch it in back there to keep everything nice and tight and safe. But like everything, you ain't moving nothing. It's all screwed to the top. Ain't going nowhere. I actually got lucky and got a bus with shelves in it. I have dry food storage up here on this side. Some dishes up here. More dishes back here, and then just junk. And game system and movie system and a nice big TV. And on this rig I have major power. I got 1500 watts of solar, 1580 watts of solar, 560 amp hours of battery, and a 3000 watt inverter. So powering, I could probably power 3 or 4 rigs at a time, or 2 or 3 camps. It don't matter.
So you got a freezer and a refrigerator?
Yes, I have a refrigerator. I got the glass top, glass front. Nobody can see what was in it, and I ain't got to open it to really tell, like, see anything going bad.
Yeah, nice.
Get it out real quick. I'm done with it. The deep freezer, I put it in. I used it a little while and figured out I couldn't reach the bottom. So what I did is I took a couple little crate items, took one milk crate and cut it to fit. I ain't never going to use that much space, but it's down there just in case. So I got the one milk crate I can reach in, and I ain't got to bend too far over to get it. And the way I make ice is a not ice cube tray.
Okay.
That way I ain't worried about sloshing around when I'm driving down the road.
Right. And this is where you keep your clothes?
Yes, this is all my clothes storage. Like down here is all my dirty clothes. So it is what it is right there.
How often do you have to go to the laundromat?
I probably need to go now, and I've been here. I got here January 1st, so what's the day, Zach?
15th.
So yeah, about every 2 weeks. This is still clean clothes here. And like I do overflow dirty clothes back in there in the closet area. That's just my jam storage. And just jam everything there, store it up.
And you got guitars back there?
Yeah, I got guitars, basses.
This is your propane you use for heat sometimes?
Yeah, right now I had a blowout on a trip here, and my muffler system got ripped off my diesel heat.
Uh-huh.
So I've been using the propane, but just make sure y'all have a carbon dioxide center y'all's rig if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, and crack your window, right?
Yeah, crack a window or two. But don't leave it, like me, I just don't leave it running along, and I'm in a bus, it's kind of drafty anyways. I just crack this little side window right here most of the time.
I like your little chandelier here.
Yeah, that's probably about a 1940s, 1950s chandelier.
It's pretty neat.
But also got a bunch of antiques in here. That's the thing, is like I kept all my family things. If you notice, this is actually army stuff.
Wow, I didn't notice that. You got old Coca-Cola bottle.
My grandpa's flag and all his army stuff.
Camera.
A bottle of liquor that when he passed away, he still had it. I don't know how long I've seen that bottle of liquor sit around his house.
So you have to have everything kind of glued down to the cabinet?
Yeah, everything is there. It will not move. I mean, it's not hard to remove if I want to.
But you just keep it on display, and so you have to have it.
So I use these.
Sticky tape.
It's just double-sided.
Two-sided.
But that's my camera. Like all that's in there, it ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Now tell me about the hat, the top hat.
I I'm in the hats.
That's a neat goggles on it also.
That's a high-dollar hat, so I keep it up in here because also I have the flared um, flared sleeve ends
Uh-huh.
and the neck piece to make it look like the real old piece.
Yeah.
And then I have the antique style coats.
Wow.
But I like to play characters sometimes. Like you see me, I be dressed straight hippie, which I am a hippie.
Yeah.
And some days I dress like this.
But hippies and Rastafaris are completely different.
Yeah. Rastafarians, it's a religion to them.
Yeah.
And it's a way of life. To a hippie, it's a way of life for us. But at the same time, it's almost the same thing because a lot of us are into religion.
Right.
And
are you Rastafari also?
No, I'm spiritual.
Okay. So I see you got video games up here, and you got a couple of consoles.
Yeah, I play a Wii and old school PlayStation. I'm a 90s teenage kid.
That's a silver PlayStation, guys. Don't see those very often.
Yeah, and it actually still works great. I have never had an issue with it from the day I owned it. I bought it original.
Yeah.
And it was a rare piece back then.
You bought it new?
Yeah.
From the store? You got the box?
No.
Dang.
I was a teenager. I threw that thing away.
Everybody did. That's why they're so valuable now. You can buy a box for almost as much as a console now.
Yeah. I ain't surprised.
And you got your TV set up?
Yeah, I had to have me a nice TV and everything. I mean, I'm living in this thing full time.
Yeah.
So, I got all the creature comforts. I can shove it in here, shove it in here. I actually get internet from my phone.
Yeah.
I use it from hotspot and everything, and I got a plan through Visible where I only pay $25 a month.
I was having trouble with the internet the other day. Does this pop up open?
Yeah. I left enough room under.
Okay.
Yeah, I left plenty of room underneath the solar. That way I could pop it. That way I could pop it up and still get ventilation for when I'm cooking.
But you couldn't exit out of it.
No. I mean, if you rolled it, go ahead and exit out of it because you ain't saving the panels anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if they come down to that point, I got enough things in here. I know where they're at. I can get out of here through the side.
Well, thank you for watching my video today. I hope that you got something out of it. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation that I had with my friend here. And if you did, be sure and give me a like and a thumbs up. And if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't hit that notification bell yet, please hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I put out a video. So again, thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed day and a wonderful week, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, before I go, make sure and subscribe to Outdoors Dreadhead
on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Thread, and TikTok.
And Outdoors Dreadhead for all of those, right?
Yes, sir.
And that I will make sure and include links to those in the description below, so check him out. Check him out. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Love you guys.